Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we are going to be doing an updated version of our all skeleton cards deck here, using all of the skeleton cards in the game, and we're going to count the Reaper as a skeleton card. Someone had mentioned on one of my other videos in a comment that the Reaper is actually a skeleton card, and of course if you look closely I think it probably is. I considered whether or not the Mage was a skeleton card, but I don't really think so. You can let me know what you think right here. I can't really tell. It doesn't really look like a skeleton. It looks more like some sort of undead type of zombie thing or something. So it's in the right sort of category, but it's not quite that. So let's open up these, and we have Warrior, Ice Elemental, anything good from the free chest? No, okay, well, that's that. So let's get in here with this deck and see if it can be used. I really need to get the Boneyard out. I mean, that's kind of... I used to love the Boneyard as a starting card, but now the mana cost is just a little bit too high to start with it. So how are we going to play this? Well, let's try and see if we can overwhelm this Angel and Dwarf with a little combination here. So... ooh, ouch. Well... we're going to keep trying here. I'm going to drop down another Boneyard, and it's not good that they have a Mage for sure, but let's try to focus on just getting the top lane under control here. So we were able to trade right there, and now I'm just going to focus on trying to regain some control of the situation, and I guess we'll go with this move and try to just focus. Okay, I really have to get rid of that Jester. Really critical plays right here, guys. I have to push back right now. And of course, they go for the Black Witch. Oh man, I have to push though, because they have those Siege Ballistas. This is really hitting me hard, but now I think all of a sudden we're in a much better position. They did manage to take out my Skull Queen though, so this is concerning, but I put enough offense out there that they actually weren't able to play the Fire Elemental at my castle. They had to play it more as a defensive move, which ended up working out. Oh snap, I'm definitely going to have to play the Black Witch here against that Mage, and just trying to get some skeletons set up in front. And they've been fighting back well here, but we might still be able to get this. In particular, the problem card, of course, was the Mage, but I had to just decide where to use my Black Witch. And it's really mostly for me about getting to the point where I can get, like, the Skeleton's Legion, mainly to the point where I can get the Boneyard out, because once I can get the Boneyard out, that gives me better positioning. Like, I was able to get the Reaper right on top of the Mage. Was that this match? I think it was. I think I need to retool this deck a little bit more around the mid-game rather than the... well, I don't know. Because the Skull Kings, as good as they kind of are, like, I'm just having trouble getting to the mid-game without losing to, like, rushing decks and stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Was that a good move? Not really, because they're each getting a good hit off. So I wasn't really so great there with that Reaper. I could have played that a little bit better, unfortunately. So this is okay. I'm going to try and get my Skeleton's Legion out here and defensively clear a little bit. And then we can try to go for maybe a Boneyard. I'm going to have to go for a Boneyard here. So... another tough thing is that I'm not really using any of the other combo cards like the Spectre, so that definitely takes away some of the edge that a skeleton deck would have as well. But we can try here for the Skull Queen and see if we can catch them right here. What do they have? And this is good once I have the Skull Queen out, because if they play arrows or something, I can quickly counter here, getting the Boneyard out again, and I have another Boneyard. So, pretty easy to finish them off, even if they'd played arrows or anything else like that. Well played. And that time we were able to actually pick up a win. So, skeleton deck thus far, mixed results, but that's kind of what I expected, to be honest. So, I think we're going to take out the the skeletons maybe and go for something else, because the problem is I need a better way to be able to try and counter, especially like early game pushes. I don't have a good way to counter them, so I feel like another mana card would help me more. Let's just try it and see. I do like doing decks like this though, from the perspective that it definitely challenges me to try and, you know, just sort of figure things out on the fly, how I'm going to have the deck go here. Let's try Skeleton's Legion, why not? Just try and get some positioning for once. That's partly why I was trying to get these cards out sooner. I feel like I play better in Castle Crush when I have better positioning. Alright, yeah, I just did that in case they were going to do that, because I wanted to still keep the positioning a little bit. So, just so I can, you know, play cards right near other cards. And that worked out nicely. Now we're really just waiting for a combo card, I feel like. Probably Skull Queen. No, I do not get Skull Queen. I would like to use the Reaper a little bit more intelligently than that. But I was trying to distract them a little bit. I didn't want them to get too focused on the skeletons. I wanted them to have multiple cards to kind of worry about. So, yeah, they're not going to beat me in terms of just skeletons versus skeletons here, because I have so many skeletons. And we are just smashing our way through them here, round after round. And there's another win. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I was going to be dropping trophies like crazy, but I've managed to get kind of crafty with this deck. This deck is actually better than I thought it would be, mostly because, again, Skull Queen's still pretty powerful. I'm not really the most experienced at using defensive Reapers, so that's kind of hurt me a little bit, but I'm trying to get a little bit better at doing it. So Phoenix, I need to really get like right in front of the Phoenix, is how I feel here, unfortunately. Actually, that isn't terrible. Come on, let's use the Reaper here on that Orc Warrior, and that worked really well. So probably going to go for a Boneyard now. It's tricky trying to manage the Boneyards because I want to play them when I have a lot of cards in my hand, obviously, but you know, when you have other priorities, like in this type of a deck here, sometimes you have to just hold on to them or play them or just do something, because otherwise it's a problem. And those ranged cards in the middle are really causing me issues, but luckily it still seems to have worked out. So we'll just put down some cards now, try and really ramp up the pressure. And this is looking real good, guys. So we picked up another win. Might just try for like one more win or something here. I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to really lose trophies if I keep going with this, but it's actually surprising. I've managed to hold my trophies pretty decently. So I always love the challenge of these decks, though. I mean, the real key thing for me is just like, I guess we'll go for Boneyard here at the start. Have to act quickly, although I do like Skeleton's Legion a lot. It's been more useful than I would have anticipated. The thing I like about Boneyard, though, is that because the skeletons are scattered out, if they want to do arrows, they have to kind of wait longer to make it work. So, you know, or sometimes they'll only catch like half of the Boneyard. So it works better against, it's a little bit safer against arrows with the Boneyard compared to Skeleton's Legion, where the skeletons are all just nicely lined up. I don't know why that person didn't really play anything. I guess they just knew they were in trouble. Okay. Let's see if we can slip in a Reaper there. Ah, really? That's funny. But we did manage to, in fact, get it, and they had to use another Blizzard on that, and now we can drop in our Boneyard. So I feel like we came out on top of that. But they might just play arrows, so kind of hard to know. Or I could make them wait right here. Oh, I was hoping to get in the hit before that happened, but we're still doing okay in this match, I think. Maybe now not so much. But let's just keep seeing. I do have my own Skull Queen, so if we can just get her down, I can do some serious damage here before they can really respond very well. And that's going to finish them off, so picking up another win for this all skeletons deck. Let's open up our free chest. We got an epic, which is the angel, so that's positive. Open up the next one. Enchanter, okay. So there goes our second boneyard, and we're looking good if I could get the Skull Queen out, but, you know, that's the problem here. Can we do, like, anything? Because the problem is I can't really do very much in that bottom lane to stop them because they're too close to use the Black Witch. Or are they too close to use the Black Witch? Let's try it anyways. Now, well, it didn't end up mattering, luckily. So, one more win for the victory chest. I think we'll just go for it. And I guess we'll start out with the extra crystal because we do not have a boneyard, so we can just... I guess we'll just start with the Legion. Why not? I might have to use the Black Witch on that bottom lane soon, but I don't know what they're going to play yet, so that is mostly what it depends on. Let's just wait and see. Wow, I took out the angel. Okay, they didn't have anything else to, like, do there. Do I want to do this? I'm trying to make them have to, like, wait a second to use arrows if they wanted to. Alright. And then use our boneyard now. That isn't quite so good. Okay, so they did opt for the angel again there with the necromancer. I'm trying to just see if I can overwhelm them. There we go. So they play the arrows, and now I get back in there. Wow, they managed to metamorph a necromancer with all those skeletons out there. Talk about some bad luck, guys. We'll play the Skull Queen off lane. Oh my gosh. I need to really ramp up the pressure, like, right now, man. Need to really get the pressure going. Another Skull Queen, but I will have all these Skull Kings, and I can't get a card out there for the life of me here. Oh, man, guys. The cards have got to go down right here. They've got to go down. Can they stop me? No, they can't. Oh, all right. Good game. It was a nice comeback try by them. So, triplets and Blizzard. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this all skeletons deck right here. I did have to put in a couple other cards. I mean, mana cards. Those don't really count. I mean, it's all skeleton troops, but I had to put in these mana cards in order to make the deck a little bit more competitive. Just based off of the average mana cost, because there wasn't really anything super good to play in the early game. My early game cards kind of had to either be the Skeletons Legion, Swarm, or Boneyard, and all of those are kind of difficult if I never have any mana card to speed them up with, depending on what my opponent plays. So that was definitely helpful. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments about this video and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to my channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.